Hi everyone, it's Rosalie here from Rosalie Yoga, and I'm here at the Monroe Institute, and I wanted to jump in here quickly to talk about fear.
Fear. We all have fears.
Fear of the unknown, and maybe fear of what you might encounter. We have been experiencing a lot of phenomena here, activity this week in many different ways. One of them is I feel very, very strong presence in my room. I feel like I'm being watched a lot of the time. It's not malicious in any way, but I do think it's out of curiosity. You know, we're raising the energy, we're expanding the field of energy around us so much that we're attracting beings that are just curious, you know, about what we're doing. I have seen things in my little check unit. So all of this has really kind of raised my remembrance of traumas that I had as a child of seeing a lot of beings and things like this in my room. I reactivated that fear. So many years later, I'm finding ways of dealing with this. And I really want to jump in here and share it with you because I think this is super important. We all will encounter at some stage, if you're on this path of, you know, exploring expanded states and being in the in-between states and astral projection, you will encounter fear. How do you deal with it? So this is what this video is about. I'm going to give you a few different tactics, and some of these come from me, some of this comes from the group. So of course we talk about all of these things in the morning and we kind of share strategies. So one strategy is to confront your fear. When you see something, when you feel something, ask it. Who are you? Show me your true nature. What do you want? Really direct questions, confront it. And I love this. This was just given to me by Sean. He said, you can ask, what are you here to teach me? Like really ask a very direct question and then be open to how you receive an answer. So for me, very often it's just like a thought. It's a voice thought that just drops into my mind. Sometimes I can see it as a picture or as a memory or as a feeling. So don't just think you're going to get an answer by hearing something. It can come in many, many different ways when you ask a direct question like that. Same in these altered states, like the way you receive answers is kind of multi-sensory. So just be open to that. So one tactic, just ask directly and confront your fear. A second strategy is to really emit love. So be so full of high vibrations of love, of gratitude and all of this, and see if you can project that towards the presence. Love is the highest vibration of all. If you are full of love, if you're at that high level, nothing can touch you. And I was a bit freaked out. I reached out to my dear, dear friend Victor in Hong Kong. And, you know, I told him what was happening, and he said, Rosalie, you're untouchable. You're full of pure, positive energy and light. And I needed to be reminded of that. Fill yourself with pure, positive energy and light and love. You're untouchable. Nothing can hurt you. So another strategy you can do is to put a protective bubble around you. Here at the Monroe Institute, they call it the re-ball. For me, it doesn't matter what the label is. It's just really using the power of your intention and the power of your imagination to create this big bubble around you that is a bubble of protection. So it contains your energy and it prevents anything from coming in. So you can work with that. My re-ball is really like light, white, sparkling. It's always been that way. It's what I've always used, sometimes a little bit of gold. But make it personal to you, whatever you feel really is protection. I remember when I used to walk in London and I was a little bit scared, I would have not a bubble around me, but a cape. And I would imagine this big cape just coming around my shoulders and just cloaking me. And thinking that this was just a complete protection. Of course, you have to remain vigilant and everything, but it does give you really much more sense of being safe. Another strategy you can use, and this came from one of the trainers here at the Monroe Institute, who also creates a lot of the beautiful sound technologies that you hear on the tracks. He said sing a song, and this strategy came to him from his grandmother. And I love this because when you're singing a song, you're filling the room with a higher vibration. You're raising your own vibration, you know, make it a really happy song, sing it out, belt it out. And it was cool. I did it once. I'm a terrible singer. No one wants to hear me sing. Yeah, so that's another strategy. And finally, another one, which you are free to do at any time, is to demand that whatever is there leave the space. You are not welcome here. Please leave. So you can be, you know, really quite direct. When I was at the Monroe Institute, I had the chance to speak with Allyn Evans, the CEO, and she shared a powerful perspective on dealing with fear. So let's hear her take on it.
So fear is an interesting emotion. And the first thing we will talk about at OB Spectrum is that you are in control. So the worst thing that can happen to you would be seeing a boogie monster, you know, or something that scares you. But you can immediately go, hey, body, I'm ready to come back. You might just think of food, something that helps you think of your body, and it's over. Just like a dream, you know, a nightmare, they can be very scary, and you wake up and then it's over. So, you know, nothing physical has happened to you. And you have to realize that out of body, dreams, lucid dreams, all of that is helping you face fear, face limitations, and figure out what's my next step in life. And so it's, even though it's scary, it's usually, or not usually, it's a healing experience for you. It's a way for you to move to the next stage so that you can let that fear go. We all have fears, and again, with this out-of-body experience, you are in control. I watched Bob Monroe, and it's a video we typically show in Gateway, where he's talking about how he used to be afraid, like if he was in an out-of-body experience and what if he got lost in the neighborhood? You know, how would he get back home? And again, I'm ready to go home. I want to return to my body. I want to go back to my bed. You know, so you are in control of the situation.
Now, I had another helpful conversation with Arkaitz, a trainer at the Monroe Institute, and he shared a practical tip that you should keep in mind that can make a big difference. And his approach is all about building confidence one step at a time.
When it comes to fear, the best tool is repetition. Getting used to it by repetition, doing it over and over again, and going a little farther each time, so we get the system accustomed to the process, because it can be a little scary, because all the phenomena that goes with it sometimes, like tingling, maybe heaviness or coldness of the body, but by repetition we can get rid of those.
Finally, I want to share a tool with you that I use with my students in the Astral Travel Blueprint, which is rooted in Yoga Nidra. Now, this is one of the most powerful techniques that I use to help me manage fear and also to help regulate kind of really strong emotions in an out-of-body experience. Now, this is a concept of an inner refuge, an inner resource, kind of an inner sanctuary within yourself. I like to think of this as kind of my home within. It's a place deep within me of comfort, of safety, that I can just return to whenever I need to. And it really evokes this feeling of an unshakable sense of well-being. I really feel it like coming home to myself. Your inner refuge is unique to you. It's different for every single person. And it can exist purely in your imagination. You can make it up in your imagination. Or it can be a real physical place that in the past you have drawn this feeling of safety and comfort from. Or it can be something that you draw from your memory, or it can be a combination of all of those things. When you create your inner refuge, you really cultivate this felt sense of well-being, of safety and comfort. And with practice, when you become triggered by something in the outside, automatically your inner refuge will arise, offering you the safe space. So you return to your inner refuge within, and it's from this grounded, safe place that you then move forward. Now, if this resonates with you, you may like to try this Yoga Nidra to create your own inner resource, your inner refuge. As I mentioned, it's a tool that we explore deeply in the Astral Travel Blueprints. And if you're interested to learn more about this course, just feel free to drop me a comment below. The next intake is in January 2025. So let's quickly recap some of the strategies for dealing with fear in your astral projection practice. Number 1 is to confront your fear. Ask it direct questions. What are you here to teach me? Who are you? Show me your true nature. Number 2 is love. Fill yourself with love, that energy of love, and blast it towards whatever is scaring you. Number 3 is to create a big bubble of protection around you. Visualize yourself, feel yourself surrounded by this bubble of protection. Number 4 is to sing a song, really raising your vibration and shifting the energy all around you. Number 5 is to demand whatever is scaring you to leave. Demand it to leave your space. Number 6 is to remember that you are in control. As Allyn told us, always keep in mind that you can return to your body at any time. Number 7, and this comes from Arkaitz, is to use repetition. With experience and consistency, your fear just becomes easier and easier to manage. Finally, my personal favorite is to create this inner refuge, this inner resource within you. By building that and returning to it whenever you feel fear, you're going to have such a powerful tool for managing fear, whether you're an out-of-body experience or if you're in body in your everyday waking life. Coming home to that home within yourself and moving forward from that space is incredibly powerful. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below what resonated with you the most. Which strategy are you going to implement to help you deal with fear? And I'd love to hear as well if you have another strategy. Share it with us in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching today. I absolutely love spending this time with you, connecting with all of you in this way. This has been one of my most requested videos. Fear and dealing with fear comes up all the time for all of us, myself included, which is the reason I actually made this video. And you can see I actually started to shoot it in June over the summer when I was at the Monroe Institute, because I was facing a situation that was really filling me with fear, and I was asking myself, right, how do I deal with this? And all of these strategies came up. And as always, if you like this video, I'd be grateful if you'd like it and consider subscribing. It really does help support my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.